Hello and welcome to DVxUI. Today in this video, we are going to be starting learning the Framer. This website that we are going to make today in this video is not only creative but also responsive. If I squeeze the width, you will see it adapts perfectly. Something like this. I can also change the layout from here to the desktop, to the tablet, and then also to the phone. So in this video, we are going to be mastering the fundamentals of Framer, and I can guarantee that you will not be confused with anything like positions, alignments, and the responsiveness entirely. So let's begin this video and let's see how can we make this. Alright, just to give us a head start, I have already created a new Framer file which has been named as Framer Responsive Website. Let us start understanding what is given on this screen first so that it becomes easier for us to draw the elements later on. So starting with the left panel, you see we have bunch of options. With this one, you can insert different components and element on your frame. For example, you can insert the pre-made sections, navigations, CMS is for content management system, which we are also going to learn, but in some different video. And then you can also insert icons, media, forms, and so on. After this, we have this layout option. Suppose if you want to draw any layout over here, you can draw it using this one. Then we have the text element. If you want to put text on your frame, you can do it from here. Then we have the vector to draw random shapes, and then again the CMS. Alright, let's switch to layout back to the frame 1. Perfect. Now over here you will find currently the toggle is on layers and we have only one layer, that is desktop, which is this one on your frame as you can see. But if I switch to pages, you will find under the design I have one page which is named as resources, and if I click over here, I have all the resources that I'm going to be using while designing this website. After that, under pages, I have one page which is home. These pages can be anything like pricing, terms and conditions, privacy, contact, anything like that. You can add it using this plus icon. Alright, so now you got that. Now after that, at the very last, you have assets. Suppose if you design any component, you have some style guides and everything like that will be residing over here. Perfect. Now let's switch back to layer since we are going to be working over here in the layers, and for this website we are going to have only one page, that is going to be home page or the landing page. Now if you see in the desktop, you will find primary is written over here. Now why primary? It is because this frame is primary. Later on I'm going to draw the mobile and the tablet. Whatever change I'm going to make in this desktop, it is going to appear in the mobile version as well. We can also insert the layout using this breakpoint from here. But if we click on this play icon, it will start showing us the website that we have made. Alright, let's go back. Perfect. So now we can start drawing the elements over this frame, which is this desktop. So first of all, we need to lay down the foundation of our website. Let's see how can we do that. Well, for that, we are going to take a frame, and for that, we will click F key on our keyboard, just same as the Figma. Now since I have a frame over here, I can draw it something like this. Perfect. And now you will observe a change in the desktop that a frame has been drawn. I'm going to rename this frame to main because this is going to be the main content of our desktop. Perfect. Now I don't want this to have a fixed width and height. As you can see over here, the width is 502 and the height is 214. I don't want this. I want it to be responsive. So let's see how can we do that. So for the sizing to be responsive, we need to make the parent frame, which is this desktop in this case, and we need to make it a stack. Now, what is the difference between a frame and a stack? It is quite simple. If you have used Figma before, the frame is frame in the framer as well, but the stack is same as the auto layout that we have in the Figma. So when you provide a frame an auto layout property, it becomes a stack in this framer tool. Perfect. Now as you can see, since I have made this a stack, you will find the icon has changed. Over here, a small icon has appeared, and on the right, I have the layout options enabled over here. And my frame also has shifted towards the top. It is because the distribute is set to the start and the direction is top to down. If I make it horizontal, you will find it will go to the start of this desktop in the horizontal manner. Perfect. So I want it to place from the top to down. Perfect. And the alignment is center. We can make this left, right, and center as well. But I want center, and later on we will explore these options. Although they are very clear, but still we are going to explore them. Perfect. So now our desktop is converted into a stack, and now we have this main frame. We can select this, then we can go to this width, and instead of fixed, we can make it fill. In this way, it will fill all the available width to it. Perfect now. After that, we have this height. So for this height, I'm going to provide a specific value which is going to be 100 VH. Now, what is this VH and why we have view over here? It is because this view represents the viewport height, and the full form of VH is viewport height as well. Let me show you what is that. So here I have searched viewport height, and in this picture, as you can see, this represents the viewport height and viewport width. So everything that is visible of a website is the viewport height and the viewport width, as you can see. So the part from here till this top part, this is called the viewport height, and from here till here, this is known as the viewport width. This is different for all the desktop sizes, hence making our website responsive. Perfect. Let's go back. Now since we have the main frame, we can provide it color, obviously the styling part. So in the fill, we are going to make it 1-2, which is going to be black. It is a variant of black, but not absolutely black. Perfect now. Now let me cross this. Perfect. So we have this main frame over here, which has provided the height and the width. Now what we can do is, we can start drawing different sections, and the section can be the footer, the header, the hero section, the feature section, and something like that. Alright, so we have main over here. What I want is, I want a nav bar and a hero section that we are going to design. So for that, we need frame again. So I'm going to drop one frame over here, and then one more over here, something like this. So this first one is going to be our header. So name it as header. And the second one is going to be our hero section. So let's just name it as hero. Perfect. So now this is the nav bar, this is the hero, and we need to adjust their sizing to make them responsive. And how I made the main frame responsive? And let me ask you, how did we made this main frame responsive? We made the parent of the main frame stack. It means we need to make this main as stack as well. Perfect. So now I have selected this main. I can go to this layout and enable this. Now it has been converted into a stack. Perfect. Alright, and you can see the gap is 10. We can make it 0. Perfect. Alright, so we have two frames over here perfectly placed. Now I can select this one, which is the first one. Go to width, make it fill. Select this one, go to width, make this fill. Perfect. Now this one, which is the nav bar, the height for this is going to be quite fixed. So for this, I'm going to go over here and write 60. Quite small, something like this. And it is going to be fixed. Perfect. Now the second one is going to be responsive. because the hero section can change its size in different screen sizes. So for the height, here I'm going to write 80%. Perfect. Now 80% is basically another metric of calculating the height, which is also responsive. So it is taking the 80% of this available mainframe, which has the height of 100 VH. And as you can see, it has taken only the 80%. That is why this much and this much part is visible. Perfect. And now you will find, why is it visible? I don't want a gap above my nav bar. So we need to fix it. It can be fixed very easily. I have selected the mainframe. I can go to this distribute and make this start. In this way, it will be placed at the top perfectly. After that, everything is placed very right. Now what we can do is, we can go to the styling part of these frames. Perfect. So first of all, we have this hero and then this header. Let's select this header and style it first. Alright, so header is selected. We can go to this fill and let's change this to FF, which is the white color. And I guess the naming has been messed up. This needs to be hero, and this, the first one, needs to be header. Perfect. And the hero is going to have the color of 1 2 once again, or let's take 0 0, the absolute black, something like this. And this header is going to have the color of FF, which is white. And the opacity for this one is going to be 8%. Pretty less. Perfect. Alright, so we have the header over here, hero over here, perfectly placed. But there is one problem. Let me show you. So this header, which I have selected right now, has the position as relative. It means when I'm going to scroll, it will move along with the website and it will disappear when I'm going to scroll. I don't want that. I want it to make it fixed on the top. I want it to stay at the top always. So how can we do that? We can go to this position, and if we open this drop down, you will find we have some options. Now absolute is for anywhere. You can select this and define you want this, let's say this left value to be minus 50, let's say, and it will be shifted towards the left with minus 50 as the position. Perfect. So absolute is for anywhere. You can remember it like absolute starts with A and anywhere starts with A as well. Alright. Then we have relative. Relative means according to the parent frame. The parent frame says that you should stay. Let me show you. So the parent frame, which is main frame, says that you should stay in the direction of vertical, but also distribute yourself from the start. So this relative is just that. But then we also have something else. So if we select this header, go over here, and then we have fixed and sticky. Sticky basically means how do you want it to stick to the top when you are going to scroll. This is quite different. We use it very rarely, but still it's a part of it. But the thing that we want to make is fixed. But sadly, it is not available yet. As you can see, I cannot go over here and make this fixed. It is because of a specific reason. And that reason is we need to take this header and place it outside this main. Now in this way, if I go to this type, and now we have this fixed. We can make this fixed now. Perfect. So it has been fixed from top, left and right perfectly. Alright, this is great. Now what we can do is we can start designing our header. So first of all, we need a text for the site name. So take a text, drop it over here. Let's zoom in. And the name for my website is going to be build with a dot. Now select it. We need to change the styling of this name, and let's see how can we do that. So we can go over here in the text. Then we are going to switch this font family to outfit. Perfect. And also this color to white. Alright. Now this size is also going to be increased, which is going to be 18 pixels. You can see pixels. Perfect. Now I can align it at the middle using this option, which is this alignment. Perfect now. Alright, so website name is created and it is looking quite decent. After that, we need some nav links over here. So let's see how can we make them. Take a text again, drop it over here like this. Zoom in. Now here you need to write home and let me make it white so that you can see it. Perfect. White. And also change the font family back to outfit again. Perfect. And the size is going to be 18 again. Select it, make a copy because I need a second one, which is going to be community. Then a third one, name it about us. And then the last one, which is going to be obviously the contact. Perfect. So we have all of them over here. Now we can select all of them, then go to styles, and this is regular. We can make them, let's say, if we make them medium, it is going to look something like this. And yeah, this is right. We can make it medium, I guess. We can also select this one and make it medium as well. Perfect. So that's how it looks, and which is perfect. Now, as you can see, these are not very much aligned. So we need to select all of them. Perfect. Then right click and use this option, which is add stack. This is quite similar to auto layout. So add stack, and the stack has been added. The width that you are seeing over here is given relative with 100% of the width. What I want is, I want it to fit the content. In this way, it will fit the content, and I want to align it at the middle, like this, and in the center as well. Perfect. The gap between them is going to be 48. So 48 pixels. Perfect. So this is how it will look. And I guess we should decrease down the size and make it 16 because this is way too large. Perfect. Looks right. Align it at the middle once again. Perfect. Alright. Now since we are on the home page, we must denote that. So I'm going to select the rest of these. Then go to this color and make it 60%. Alright. So now it is perfectly visible. Now we also need a small button over here. So let's see how can we make that. Take a text, drop it over here and write login. Select it. Let's change this weight to regular and make this black and 100% of the opacity. Perfect. But now this does not look like a button. So right click and then we can go to this add stack. Perfect. The width for this one is going to be fit again, and now it has disappeared. Let me align it to the right. Now it is over here. Perfect. Well, it has been fixed. It shouldn't be. Alright, not a problem. So we have the stack over here. We can select this stack and align it over here. Then we can go to this layout, and in the padding, let's enable this so that we can access the top, right, bottom and left padding. So from the top, I want 6, and from the bottom, I also want 6, and from the right, I want 12, and from the left, I want 12 as well. Now I know the padding and the button is not quite visible, so let me show you how can we see that. You can go to the styles and here in the fill, enable this color. Now the white color is provided. Cross this And since we are here, let us also provide some radius of, let's say, 150. Just a large value. You can also provide any random value, but it should be greater than the width and the height of this button, just to give this rounded look. Perfect. Alright, let's place this at the middle, select this text, and the size for this text is going to be 14. Perfect. So this is how it is looking right now. Alright, so I guess a basic of our nav bar is ready. Now we can select all of them, this stack, this name, and this button. Perfect. Now I will right click, then I will go to this add stack. Once again, now it has been squeezed into the middle. Now this stack will be named as content. Perfect. And the width for this one is again going to be fit content. Align it at the middle. Perfect now. Now you will find that it is squeezed into the middle and there is no way we can place it like it is in the regular websites. So how are we going to do that? Well, it is quite simple than you think. We have already seen it a lot of time and we are going to do it once again. We need to make this header, which is this parent frame, stack once again. As you can see, this is not a stack. This is just a regular frame. We need to right click, then use this add stack. Well, a stack has been added over this header. We don't want that. So in the header, we can just go to this layout and make this stack only. Perfect. So now since it has been converted into a header, let me close this. Now I can go to this content, then instead of fit, we can make it fill. Perfect. So it will fill the complete width that is available. Now we can go to this distribute and make it space between. In this way, a maximum space which is available will be taken. Perfect. Alright. So it looks something like this. But now, as you can see, there is no gap in the left and the right. And this will look quite ugly, as you can see. So we need to select this header and we need to provide some padding in the left and the right. So the right padding is going to be 80 and the left padding is going to be 80 as well. Perfect. So now it looks fairly visible. Now if we play this and let's see how it works. So this is how it is looking. But if I squeeze the width, you can see this is responsive, but now this is going too far over here. I don't want this to go over here. I want this site name and this button to be restricted at a certain width. So let's see how can we do that. Perfect. Let's go back. Now I'm going to select this content of the header, and then what I can do is I can add a min-max width. So here I can add it and I want to add a maximum width. So the maximum width is going to be 1200 and this is going to be fixed. Let me make it 1200 once again. Perfect. So 1200. Now let me show you what is the difference is going to happen. Play this again. Now if I increase the size, it will stay at the 1200 and it will not move further on. This will make it perfectly right. Perfect. So now our nav bar is perfectly ready and it is responsive as well. We are going to fix few things in the mobile version, but as of now, it is perfectly right. So let's go back. Alright, so now it's time to design this hero section. Perfect. So first of all, we need a picture over here, then some text and the company logos. So first of all, let's take our resources, take this picture, copy that, go to this layers and pages, the home page. Alright, now the layers, and here in the hero we are going to paste that. Perfect. Align it at the middle, then at the bottom. The cap from the top should be around 80. It is 90. Let me make it 80 again. Perfect. So now it has been placed. What I want is, I want a glare over here. So let's see, how can we make that? So take a circle, or I should say, take a frame instead. Draw it something like this, and you will know why we are using frame. And in the width, let's give it a width of 1036, which is going to be fixed, and the height of 1036 as well. Perfect. And this position needs to be absolute. This is very important. Then after that, we will go to this radius and we are going to give it a value of, let's say, 2000, just to make it a circle. Alright, now we are going to go to this fill, change its color to the color that we want, and the code is 443BFF. Perfect. Now cross this. Now I want a layer blur effect over here. So how can we do that? Let me show you. We will go to this style and add another style, which is going to be of type filters, and I want to put the blur over here. Perfect. So now the edges are blurred. The blur value is going to be 100, pretty large. And now the color opacity is going to be reduced to 20%. In this way, a perfect layer will be created. Alright, let me align it at the middle first using this option. And now this is minus 517. I want around minus 700, like this. So now it is perfectly placed, and I'm saying it once again. This needs to be absolute in the position. If it is not, it will mess up when we are going to put another element over here in this hero section. So make sure you do that. Now let me also rename it. So let's name it gradient circle, although it is not gradient, but does not matter that much. Perfect. So this is right. We have placed it quite well. Now we need the text over here, the hero text, and let's see how can we do that. For that, take a text, drop it over here and write build websites. Perfect. Select it. Go over here in the weight, and the weight for this one is going to be regular. Outfit is going to be the font family, and the size is going to be 66. Alright. Now align it at the middle, then at the top, like that, and change the color with 100% of the opacity. Perfect now. Then I guess we can make it medium. No, regular is right. Perfect. Now Ctrl D again because we need another piece of text, and this is going to be with the magic of framer with a dot. Then go over here. The size is going to be 46 with the pixels. Regular is going to be the weight, and the color is going to be white only, but I'm going to select this framer and provide it a different color, which is going to be 453D3. Perfect. You can find it in the resources. It is available there. Now what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to select this text and this text and put them in stack. It is very important for the responsiveness, and by default it has the width of 100% relative. I want this one to be fill. Well, I cannot make it fill because yes, you guessed it right. The hero is not a stack yet. That is why I cannot do that. But let's just leave it for now. We are going to make it fill later on. For now, let's just focus on the designing part. So this is the main headline. So let's name it to headline. Perfect. And now we need a description over here. So take a text again, put it over here and write learn to create responsive website designs using framer with a dot. After that, the size for this one is going to be 20 with, let's say, light font weight, and this is the color is going to be maybe 70%, or let's take 60% just to be on the safer side. Perfectly right. Align it at the middle and then at the top. Perfect. So now this is our description. After that, we need CTA buttons over here. So let's see how can we do that. So to create that button, we need a text again and take it right over here, get started, select it. Let me zoom in so that we can see it. Alright, the size for this one is going to be 16 with, let's say, white color and regular font weight. It does not matter that much. We are going to right click, add a stack. The width is going to be fit content at the middle. Perfect. Now let us provide this a color first. The color is going to be again 45 3D D3. Perfect. Now we need to enable this padding. 10 in the top, right is going to be 16, again 10 and then 16. It will look something like this. Then go to this radius, provide a large value. Let's take 100 or maybe 200 or 300 is also fine. Perfect. So now it is looking like a button, and we need a secondary button as well. But first, let me name it CTA-primary, because this is a CTA button which is also the primary button. Now Ctrl D, make another copy and name it secondary. So secondary, perfect. And we need to change the styling. So select this one, the text, and right here our pricing. And instead of this fill color, we are going to remove this fill first, and we are going to provide it a border of white color with the opacity of 30%. Alright, so this is quite similar. And if you want to know that how do I know about these values and the principles of designing, I have an easy way. What you can do is you can go over here and you will find the link in the description. This is my course that I have created for you all. In this course, I'm not only teaching the UI UX principles, but also the designing part, the responsive design, 3D website, design freelance, and at the end, by using all the projects that you are going to make in this course, we are also making a portfolio website design for you all. So I hope that you are going to join this and will enhance your knowledge. Now let's just go back to the framer. Perfect. So we have created two buttons. Now we can select both of them and put them in stack so that they stay together. Make this fit content again at the middle. Perfect. Now the gap between them should be around, let's take 24 or maybe 16. Yeah, 16 is right. Alright, so this is how it is looking so far. Now we also need the company logos over here, but there is no space, so we can increase it something like this. Perfect. Now let me align this at the top. Where is it? Yeah, the stack. Perfect. So now we need the company logos over here. So let's see how can we do that. So go to pages, in the resources, copy this frame, then go to this home page, switch to layers and paste it over here. Align it at the top, then at the bottom. Alright, so now we have all the elements that we needed to design this website. Now what we can do is we can start making it responsive. So first tag that we have is over here, combining these two texts. But now I'm going to select this stack and this description, and now I'm going to make it a stack once again. Perfect. And now this one will be named as hero text. Perfect. So hero text contains this headline, which is these two text, and then it also contains this description. Perfect. And then we also have this tag, which is the buttons. So rename it. All right, buttons. Perfectly right. And let me see if it is zoomed perfectly. Let me zoom in a few more times. Perfect. So now you can see these names clearly. All right. Now what I want is, I want this button and this hero text, which is the complete text, to be put in a stack once again. And you will know why in a minute. So I'm going to select these two, right click, well, not there, it will mess up. So select this hero text and this button, right click, add to stack. Perfect. And here I can name it content. Perfect. So the first name is the logo, which is over here. Then we have this gradient circle, then this hero image. We can place it over here just to see it at the top, and this one at the middle, and the logo at the bottom. Now we need to align it perfectly. Let's see how can we do that. As I said, this is not responsive. Let me show you. Alright, as you can see, this is already messing up. If I do it something like this, it will break. This is not great. We need to fix it. So let's just go back. We need to select this hero, which is this hero section, and give it a layout. When we are going to do that, the circle will occupy all the space and it will push all the element at the bottom. Perfect. It is happening because now this gradient circle has been provided a relative type position. We don't want this. As I said, we need it absolute for this one, and then make it minus 700 like that. So the circle part is fixed. Now if I again play this, notice the circle. It will stay at its place and it will not look ugly. As you can see, this is all right. Now go back. Perfect. So this is how it is looking. Perfect. Now we can select this logo or this hero image. Let's see the gap. So see the gap. It should be 80, which is not 80. It is 106. So we need to make it. But first of all, there is a problem. Let me show you what. So now the hero contains all the elements. Basically this picture, this text and the button, and after that this logo. And there is no gap. If I provide a gap over here, let's say 100, which I want between this button and this one, you will find the image has been misplaced. So it means we need to select this image, which is this image, the hero image, and this content, and put them in stack once again. In this way it will be aligned perfectly right, and the gap between them can be just now. So here in the gap we are going to make it 16. Perfect. And now let's just go inside this one, this stack which contains these two, the headline text, and the gap for this one is going to be 8. Perfectly right. And now we can select this text and then go to this width, make it fill so that it fills up perfectly, and make it responsive as well. Align it at the middle, the text alignment. Now select this one, do the same, make it fill, align it at the middle, perfectly right. Now select this one, this stack, which is this hero text containing the description and the headline. The gap for this one is going to be, let's say, 24. Perfect. And select the text, make it fill again at the center, select this content stack, and after that go to this gap and make this value 32. So it will increase this gap to 32. Perfectly right. Alright, so this is done. Now we can select this tag, which is these buttons, and we can make them fill perfectly right. Distribute at the center so that they stay at the center and do not go on the left and the right. Perfect. Alright, so this is how it is looking. But now the image is placed quite up. So it means we can select this content and basically this tag which we have created. So here we can name it content plus image. Alright, let's go over here, and it is happening because the size is quite small. So let me increase that like this. Now let's see the gap. The gradient circle is interfering with the design system. So right click and let's just lock it. Perfect. Now select it. See the gap. How much it is? 81. We can take a little bit less. Perfect. So now this is how it is looking. And now comes the real part. Now let's see if it is responsive or not. So play this, and as you can see, this is still not very responsive. Alright, perfectly visible, like that, and not responsive at all. It is because of a specific reason. Let me tell you that. If I select this frame, you will find this is fill, which is alright. If I expand it and go to this tag, this is fill as well. Perfect. Then again, we are going to go to this hero text, and now this is fixed. This is the problem. We need to make it fill. Perfect. Now let's also check this headline. This is relative. We need to make it fill again. Perfect. And now these buttons, which are fill. Perfect. And now if I play this, let's see. Alright. So this is how it is looking. Look at the text. It is completely responsive. And it is expanding and collapsing just as we need. Perfect. But now the company logos has been disappeared. Let me expand it. Now go back and select this hero. The height is provided 100. Now I'm going to make it fit content, something like this. And we can also provide some padding. So provide a padding. In the top it is going to be 80, and at the bottom it is going to be 80 again. So it will look perfectly right. Alright, now we can select this company logos. This is fit again. We need to make it fill like that, and this will solve our problem. Let's see. This is how it is looking, which is quite right. And now the company logos are still not visible. Let me go back, and this main needs to have the height of fit content. Perfect. And now if I play this again, you will find the company logos are visible now. Perfect. So this is how you need to fix a few things. If you know the basics right, it will appear soon after. Now go back. We need to make the tablet and the mobile version as well. So for that, just go to this breakpoint and select this tablet. Then go to this breakpoint again and make it phone once again. Perfect. So now if you will observe, the tablet version is looking quite fine. Let me play that. So this is looking quite fine. And the navigation links, the buttons, everything is placed right. So I don't think we need to make any changes over here in the tablet version. But if we go to this mobile version, you will find something has messed up. The nav links are not right, the website name is not right, and these text as well. These are not looking quite great. So how can we fix that? Well, let's start from the bottom first. So here we have this company logos which are not right. So we will go to this primary frame, the first one, and we are going to make it yes. The wrap is going to be yes. The Y value is 24, the gap is 40, which is right. And after that, you will find if I play this mobile version, this has been wrapped perfectly. Alright, so this has been fixed. Let me go back. Now we need to fix these buttons, these text. Well, the buttons are quite right. They are not going to be changed. So now we need to select this description and let's make the size to be 18, quite reduced. Now select this one and this one is going to have 26, let's say, like that. And this first one is going to be the font size of 48, like that. So this is how it is looking. But now you will find this is not quite right. It should not take up the complete space. So we need to select this mainframe, this parent one, basically the content. Then we can go to this padding, or let's just select this parent frame, which will be quite right thing to do. And go to this padding, enable that. In the right, I want, let's say 24. In the left, I want 24 again. Perfect. So it will be spaced out perfectly. After that, I also want to change the height of the image. So here, I'm going to make it 200. Well, it is fixed. That is why it is happening like that. Let me just go back. All right. Select it again and decrease it down something like this until we have 200 or something like that. 201 is also fine. Let me lock it, make it 200. Perfect. So this is how it is looking. But now we need to fix this nav bar. Now in the mobile, we don't want to see the nav links. So it means we can select this tag which contains all the nav links. Then we can go over here in the visible and make it no. In this way, this component, this tag will not be visible on the mobile and it will be visible on all the other layouts. Perfect. Now let me zoom in. You will see there is too much of the gap. If I select this in the header, we can see the right and the left is given 80. We can take it 32. 32 over here as well, like that. Perfectly right. And let's see how it is looking. So go over here, play this. Let me make it full screen. So now, as you can see, this is how it is looking. And this is quite perfect. If I squeeze the size, it will adapt quite well. As you can see, this is right. And we are done with the responsive design in Framer. I hope you have made it along with me. This was quite a long video, and if you have come to this point, you must have made a version for yourself. And if you have done it, consider sending it to our Telegram group. Because if you do that, designers will tell you what are the flaws and we can learn together. And in some case, if you don't want to join Telegram or if you cannot join Telegram, you can also join our Discord server. Both the links are given in the description. And I will also recommend you to come into the course. Already many people have joined and they are enjoying the course. This course is never ending and you can really master some of the principles of the web designing which are going to help you in your career very well. So now, it's time to say bye. We will meet in the next one.